Full throttle, Russia is shifting its war machine into overdrive. Defense Minister Andrei Belousov has ordered continuous, non-stop production of high-demand weapons for troops fighting in Ukraine. In just 30 days, more than 10,000 weapons and around 2 million munitions have already been pumped into Russian units. This is war production at breakneck speed. This is no resupply. This is mass manufacturing for war. Moscow now plans to flood its forces with more than 310,000 pieces of military hardware and around 21 million munitions in 2026 alone. This is Russia locking itself into a production surge measured in the millions.
In January, more than 10,000 weapons and about 2 million weapons have already been delivered. This year, it is planned to deliver more than 310,000 samples of hardware and about 21 million weapons to the troops.
The Russian war economy is now running hot. Factories are being pushed into round-the-clock output. Cash is being unlocked before budgets clear. Defense firms are being allowed to draw credit in advance to keep parts and components flowing. Moscow is building a conveyor belt of war. This is not a one-year push. Russia is already locking in long-cycle weapons contracts to keep deliveries surging into 2027. That signals intent for years of sustained warfare. Moscow is preparing to keep the weapons rolling long after today's battles fade from headlines.
Special attention should also be paid to expanding military technical cooperation and partnerships with 14 countries. More than 340 such projects are already being implemented or are in the development stage. I am confident that joint work in this area will improve the characteristics of existing weapons and equipment and lead to the development of new promising models, including those in demand on global markets.
And Russia is not paying for this war alone. President Vladimir Putin now says Moscow sold more than $15 billion worth of weapons to over 30 countries last year. That global arms cash is being funneled back into factories, production lines, and weapons output that feed the Ukraine battlefield.
I would like to note that during the recent period, the military technical cooperation system continued to operate under difficult conditions. Pressure from our Western partners to block their business ties with Russia remained and even increased. However, despite all these attempts, our export contracts were generally fulfilled steadily. Over the past year, Russian military products were delivered to more than 30 countries around the world. The amount of foreign currency earnings exceeded 15 billion.
For NATO and Ukraine, this is the red flag moment. Russia is not slowing down. It is scaling up. Millions of rounds, hundreds of thousands of weapons, multi-year contracts, and global cash flow mean Moscow is preparing for a long, grinding war. Not negotiations, not de-escalation, full throttle.